So many games come out every week, it's almost impossible to keep up with unless it's your full-time job. Well, here at Game Conclave, we've got your back. We scour the web for all the info we can find on upcoming releases, and today we've got another batch of 11 new games, including Sniper Elite Resistance coming out this week in January, to let you know all about. And, in addition, we've got a DLC bonus. I am Vberg, and as always, welcome to Game Conclave. If you could take a moment to give us a like and subscribe, it would really help us grow. Without further ado, though, let's hop into some new games this week in January. The DLC we've got for you is Atomic Hearts, the third DLC pack for it, the Enchantment Under the Sea, which is definitely going to give even more Bioshock comparisons than the game already has gotten. Because you're now underwater with a freaking talking dolphin. Yeah. I haven't actually gotten to play this one, but I really want to. And it seems like with every DLC pack that comes out, this game gets weirder and weirder, which just makes me want to dive into it even more. But yeah. Anyway, the DLC pack is going to be releasing on January 28th.
Homo sapiens.
Whoa, a talking fish.
Cuisineer is a cozy action RPG roguelike dungeon crawler. It's developed by Battle Brew Productions. And in Cuisineer, you play as Palm, an adventurer turned restaurateur, whose parents' restaurant is going under, and to pay back their debts, you'll be diving into dangerous dungeons and grilling up great grub. The game features over 100 different recipes to learn, tons of angry chickens to fight or flee from, and when you're not dungeon diving, you'll be decorating your delightful little diner. So if you're a fan of colorful, cozy games, make sure you check this one out on January 28th when it hits the Switch, PS5, and Xbox Series S and X, and it was already previously released on PC. Those Who Rule is a turn-based tactical RPG set in a low fantasy world, promising a sense of moral ambiguity, dialogue decisions that matter, and strategic combat. It is made by a solo indie developer, and in the game you'll be given command of a party of new recruits to train up in a war-torn land, as you try to unravel the conspiracies threatening to tear your nation apart. You'll have to think of unit positioning and party composition to meet the game's challenges. Dialogue decisions can and will affect the outcome of the story, so if you're looking for something to scratch that Fire Emblem itch, check this one out when it launches on PC on January 27th. Warside is a fast-paced, turn-based tactical combat game that is very clearly an homage to Advance Wars, which is a Nintendo series that, not counting the 2023 remaster of the first two games, has been virtually defunct since about 2008. But anyway, Warside is being developed by Lavabird. In the game, you'll choose between one of 14 different commanders and choose how to construct your army between 30 different unit types. Dive into the single-player campaign or hop online for cross-platform battles, conquer your foes in land, sea, and air. If you're a fan of Advance Wars or just jonesing for a new tactical strategy game, this one's launching on January 28th for the Switch, Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X, PS4, PS5, and PC. Coridden is an action RPG developed by Aftnareld, and I probably butchered that. But Aftnareld is a small indie Swedish studio comprised of a couple, and they decided to make a co-op action RPG that supports up to 4-player drop-in, drop-out co-op gameplay. You'll choose between 4 different siblings who have the ability to shapeshift into their fallen foes. Upgrade both your human and beast forms as you explore the world of Hira, level up, and discover the dark secrets of the city of Asha. One hilarious sounding aspect of this game is when you're playing co-op, one player can actually ride the other player while they're transformed, and I don't know, it sounds really goofy and fun. This one's only coming out on PC on January 29th, but I have seen a post from the developers on social media that said they are open to bringing the game to consoles as well, so hopefully it does well. Phantom Brave: The Lost Hero is a strategy RPG and the sequel to Phantom Brave: The Bermuda Triangle. Like in the first game, you'll be playing as Marona, who is cursed with the powers to see and command spirits or ghosts. She can summon them directly into objects, allowing for all sorts of hilarious stuff, as they can animate cannons, pots, and other pieces of garbage. This can affect their stats and even provide special abilities to them. This comes from Nipponichi Software, probably best known for the Disgaea series. Story will probably be fairly lighthearted. They tend to focus more on gameplay and game systems than anything too deep in the storytelling department. But their games are often goofy as hell. It'll take place in the island world Ivoire, which is under attack from a fleet of ghost ships. If you love your RPGs grindy, this one is going to be one to check out. Nipponichi games often have a level cap in the thousands to tens of thousands, and the randomized optional dungeons allow for essentially endless grindage. It'll be coming out on January 30th for the Switch, PS4, PS5, and PC.
Wait, Ash?
I am Gray, not Ash.
Tales of Iron 2 Whiskers of Winter is a Souls-like action RPG and the sequel to the first Tales of Iron game developed by Odd Bug Studio, which came out back in 2021. You'll play as Arlo, the heir to the Warden of the Wastes, and the ancient evil Darkwings, which are a group of evil bats, have risen once more, and you will be tasked with uniting the clans, rebuilding your settlement, and stopping the rising threat of the evil bats. The narrator is played by Doug Cockle, perhaps best known for voicing Geralt of Rivia in The Witcher. I really love the art in this one. It reminds me a lot of Darkest Dungeon, which I adore that game. So you will defeat your foes, collect rare resources, craft armor and weapons, evade and parry your foes, and avoid death traps. You yourself will have access to multiple weapon types and traps as well to allow you to bring down enemies in a multitude of ways. So side-scrolling Souls-likes are your jam. You're going to want to give this one a look when it hits the Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X, PS4, PS5, Switch, and PC on January 28th.
Hope falters like a flame in the wind.
The Stone of Madness is a real-time tactical stealth game coming to us from the Game Kitchen, who are the folks behind Blasphemous and also working on the upcoming Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. You'll be playing as a cadre of 5 prisoners trapped in an Inquisition-era prison that's now little more than a madhouse. Each of the 5 will bring unique abilities to the table, which you'll need to exploit to escape. However, they each have their own fears and phobias, so you have to monitor their mental health. To escape, you'll be stunning enemies, swiping their attire, creating distractions, and even assassinating guards, all while battling the encroaching madness. You have to be mindful of the day-night cycle, as it will shift how the guards behave and patrol. The art style is freaking awesome. Apparently, these are paintings that they took, and then they animated them and bring them to life, and that's just super cool. If you're a big fan of real-time tactical games and tactical stealth games like those from Me Games, such as Desperado, Shadow Tactics, you're going to want to check this one out. It'll be landing on the Switch, Xbox Series S and X, PS5, and PC on January 28th.
We must confront violence, corruption, and our own fears.
Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector is a sequel to the critically acclaimed Citizen Sleeper. Both games were developed by Jump Over the Age. In this dice-driven futuristic sci-fi RPG, you will be playing as a sleeper, an emulated human mind housed in an android body. You are on the lam from your creators, but now stuck under the thumb of a space-faring crime syndicate. You'll manage to escape their control on a rundown space station, only to steal a spaceship that's barely holding together. Your journey will involve assembling a crew, picking up odd jobs, and repairing your clunker of a ship, all while navigating your fate through dice rolls and dialogue options. You'll deal with hunger and stress as you watch your dice get damaged and decay over time, shrinking your options. On top of all this, your android body is literally falling apart. So if you are hankering for something really nitty-gritty that echoes the vibes of a tabletop RPG, or a fan of something like Disco Elysium, you definitely want to give this one a look when it drops on January 31st for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and X, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Marvel Spider-Man 2 is the third game in the Marvel Spider-Man series developed by Insomniac Games. Now, if you're not familiar with Insomniac for some reason, they are the developers who created Spyro the Dragon, Ratchet & Clank, and the Resistance series. So they've got a lot of great titles under their belt. You'll once again be playing as both Peter Parker and Miles Morales in this slick superhero action game with the occasional section as Mary Jane Watson. As either of the two web slingers, you'll be swinging through the Big Apple, bringing down baddies in the open world that consists of Queens, Brooklyn, and Coney Island. When you're not doing that, you'll progress the game's story as you try to keep the city and your loved ones safe from the threats posed by iconic and awesome Spider-Man villains like Venom, the Lizard, Kraven the Hunter, and the Sandman. Unlock new suits and skills for each of the spiders. This one came out last year on PS5, but it's finally hitting PC storefronts on January 30th.
Kraven wants a hunt? I'll give him one he'll never forget!
Next up, we have Virtua Fighter 5 REVO. This one's developed by Ryuga Gotoku Studios, best known for the Yakuza / Like a Dragon series. And now, we could be wrong about this, but I think this is the first time that a Virtua Fighter game has been on PC in the West, maybe even worldwide. If you're not familiar with Virtua Fighter, it is a very long-running fighting game series and one of the most important games ever made. It's extremely critical. Not only is this one of the, if not the first 3D fighter, it's one of the games that really put 3D on the map. The series is known for its simple control scheme, but tons and tons of depth. It's a fantastic fighting series. It influenced a lot of game development. Developers who worked on just iconic series like Quake and Tomb Raider have said that Virtua Fighter inspired a ton of the things that they developed. It revolutionized texture mapping and 3D movement effects and had a huge impact on the industry. So it's a great series. And so this is a remaster of Virtua Fighter 5. It's going to feature rollback netcode, high-res textures, 4K resolutions. You'll choose between 16 playable characters, and then get ready to rumble. Yeah, this remaster's hitting PC on January 27th.
Birdie's home, no matter how far you are.
Alright, next up we have Eternal Strands, coming to us from Yellow Brick Games, and this is their debut title. As we've mentioned a few times before now, Yellow Brick Games was founded by Mike Laidlaw, who worked as one of the primary creators of the Dragon Age series during his time at BioWare. He also worked on some great titles, Jade Empire and Mass Effect, so we have some big hopes for this one. You'll be playing as a weaver named Bryn, who's trying to recover her people's homeland in a physics-based RPG. It has these cool fire, ice, and telekinesis powers and a fun, vibrant new fantasy setting. I've actually played a bit of the demo, and I enjoyed my time with it. The powers felt really fun to use. I enjoyed particularly using the ice powers to slow down and entrap enemies, and then picking them off with my bow. It looks like by combining different types of weapons and powers, you'll have options for several different playstyles, and that can be really cool. The developers have said the player's creativity with the powers is just as important as exploration. You can do all sorts of cool stuff with your powers. You can use the ice to make like platforms, bridges, put out fires. You can use the fire powers to ignite things, cause explosions. Telekinesis can be used to rip objects out of the ground so that you can advance or even stop projectiles from hitting you. So far, what I've seen, it's been really cool. So it's almost like a Psyops the Mindgate conspiracy meets Shadow of the Colossus meets Breath of the Wild or something. You know, it's so far it's seeming like a really good combination of gameplay elements. It'll be launching on January 28th for the PS5, Xbox Series S, NX, and PC. And as I mentioned, there is a demo available for the PC version.
We're ready for anything, no matter what happens.
Alright, and lastly, we have what's probably going to be the biggest game of the week, and that is Sniper Elite Resistance. Now, this is developed by Rebellion Games. It is a tactical stealth third-person shooter set during World War II in Nazi-occupied France. The Sniper series is known for its ludicrously over-the-top and infinitely hilarious kill cam, which is 100% still present. So, you'll be playing as Harry Hawker during the story from this one, which actually runs parallel to the events of the campaign from Sniper Elite 5. And in it, the Nazis have developed a new weapon that will win them the war, so you will cooperate and provide assistance to the French resistance to help them undermine the Nazis at every turn. As Harry, you'll be provided with kill lists, and then you will determine how to infiltrate and assassinate your targets, sabotage enemy equipment, snipe targets from afar, or stealthily sneak up and slit their throats. The game will also have a new mission type, the Propaganda Missions, which will require you to kill targets in time-sensitive challenges. The popular Axis Invasion mode will be returning, where you can invade another player's game and play as a Nazi sniper and try to take them out and interfere with them, which sounds really awesome. So yeah, 16-player online competitive battles, and the entire game's campaign can be completed in co-op. The game will be dropping on January 30th for the Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X, PS4, PS5, and PC. We hope you found something new to sink some time into. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and let us know if you're picking up any of these down in the comments. And as always, from all of us here at Game Conclave, thank you so much for watching.